We are here in our beautiful Buck Creek Park, right behind City Hall, with our new mayor, Scott Brakefield. I mean, can we still call you new?
I don't know. It doesn't feel new anymore.
Okay, let's talk about how long you've been in office.
So, August last year was the election.
Okay.
And then we were sworn in, myself and the new council members, in November.
That's right.
So coming up on a year, yeah.
So we kind of just wanted to kind of get a little info from Mayor Brakefield about how are things going in the city from your perspective. We have council comments. If you don't watch, you should definitely scroll through our videos, and each month we talk to a council member. They give us specifics on what's happening in their ward and things happening in the city. But from an overall perspective, now coming from council to the position of mayor, how's it feeling?
It feels good. I think I bring a unique perspective because I served so many years on the city council, so a lot of the people that I'm working with, I'm accustomed to working with for an extensive period of time. And even the newer members, Jamie Cole in Ward 5 and Seth Gandy in Ward 6, I've known for a very long time. I don't want to be redundant, but a lot of the stuff that you do hear from the council are a lot of the major projects that we have going on. So you've heard all about Veterans Park and our purchase of the property at Kingwood that we will now call Patriots Park. We hope to get going on that this coming year, this coming fiscal year. Highway 119 has been a long talked about project, but it's good to hear that AlDOT has finally awarded that project. Hopefully we'll start seeing the Alabaster Water Board move their first utilities sometime towards the end of this year, first part of next year, and then construction really get going next year. So there's a lot of projects that we have going on that the City Council has spoken to you about. But our overarching theme, and my overarching theme, is really to focus on kind of the quality of life metrics. We've got a trail study that will be being presented to the council pretty soon that kind of outlines a map of where we can put trails around our community. All of our road projects in the future and our neighborhood projects in the future, we're going to be pretty sticklers about including walkable space, green space for parks. We really want to see our community kind of grow in that aspect. We did the parks feasibility study about a year and a half ago, so we're really using it as kind of a roadmap. We want to see a rec center. So we've got a lot of big ideas. It's just trying to kind of fit those into a smaller budget.
Absolutely.
So
speaking of budget, financially, how do you feel things are going with the city at this point?
Feel really good. You know, one of our better hires over the past couple of years has been John Haggard, our CFO, and he kind of does a really good job of explaining to the council and myself as to where we are financially, where we can be financially, and some of the projects that we can fit into our budget. You know, our project list is probably 2 or 3 pages long and totaling probably $100 million. And we're trying to find like the $1, $2, $3 million projects that we can kind of tick off the list each year. Because you know, to get to where we're going, we're going to have to kind of grow very small.
Absolutely.
So.
Now, I know at the end of Mayor Hanlon's term, COVID was just coming in and just kind of crippling everything. Do you feel like the city is recovering well as we're kind of still getting over that hump?
I think, you know, everybody talks about wanting to go back to normal. And I don't know that we're ever going to have a normal. I think it's always going to be interesting to see how us as individuals adapt to that. I had an opportunity to give a brief talk at our last graduation, and I told the seniors that they lived through a time that I've never seen anything more politicized. I've never seen anything more controversial than what's been going on in our country. But as far as how the city has responded, I want to thank the residents of our city, because really we didn't see a dip in our sales tax revenue. And that is, you know, that's because of our residents. They continue to support our local businesses. They continue to dine out, even if it was carry out. You know, so those things were great. We've had to adapt and learn how to play sports in a different way. We've had to delay and cancel some seasons, but I really feel like we're kind of getting on the backside of that. You know, this fall we've had sold out college football stadiums all year. Thompson High School has played in front of a sold out stadium every game. So and there hasn't been a super spreader event or
Right.
anything like that linked to it. So hopefully we're kind of coming out of the backside of that. But I feel like the city, we kind of weathered it, about as good as we possibly could have.
I feel like that too. Even from this perspective of a citizen, I feel like we're adapting. It's not necessarily going to ever be normal again, but I think the city's done a great job of, just like we couldn't do City Fest, but we did the Jubilee, our
Yes.
very first
Yep.
Jubilee, and
Yep.
things like that are feeling a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
So we appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys kind of making that happen again as we're
Yeah.
going into the holiday season. A new year is starting.
Yep.
Is there anything that you just kind of want to leave the residents of Alabaster with for this holiday season?
Just that hopefully that we are returning to some sort of normalcy, that we can spend time with our families, our friends and families, and just enjoy this time. We will do, last year we started the lighting of the tower.
Yes.
So we'll do that in coordination with our, Christmas parade. So we're trying to kind of get, as close to normal as we possibly can. So, and then just be patient. I'm not a patient person, and government works at such a slow pace that even if we have an idea and we want to implement that idea, it may take us
Years?
12 to 18 months to get going on anything because of how slow and how much red tape is involved in the government process. And it's designed that way, but man, it sure can be frustrating sometimes. So.
I think that's been really interesting though in doing council comments and having open conversations with you, city leadership, in understanding the way city government works. Because before this, I had no idea, and it's very easy to criticize when you don't understand.
Exactly, and one of our key hires here lately was a gentleman by the name of Neil Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of you will remember Neil from covering us with the Alabaster Reporter, Shelby County Reporter. But we felt like in this new era, how people consume their news and how they stay in touch is through digital, through social media, and that was something that we were really lacking here in the city. So we hired Neil as kind of our city PR person, and he is working tightly, closely with all of our department heads. So you'll see Neil put out a lot of content through our social media pages, our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those different things, and we're trying to educate as much as we possibly can. And because you're right, people may get frustrated and they may stay frustrated, but if you know what's behind the reasoning, then at least you can understand the process.
I think so too. I love the transparency that the city has. We're all moms, we're all dads, we've got kids in the school system. We're working just like everybody else.
Absolutely.
We're real people, and I appreciate you guys for being as transparent as you are.
Well, we're trying to be as transparent as possible. Last little plug about transparency is, there's links to our city budget that's out, that Neil's done an article on it, put it on social media. You can really delve into that city budget and see where all your tax dollars are going.
I love it. Scott, thank you so much for the information. We'll talk with you soon, I'm sure. Everybody, we hope you have a wonderful end of the year and a great beginning of the new year.